Hello and welcome to Computology Academy. There was some technical fault because of which there was some disruption due to network issues. So no issues. Now let us start. So today we are going to discuss the geography multiple choice questions. Those were published on our channel's community tab last week. So there were total 12 questions. So the first question, let us start with the first question. So this is an argumentative question, and here you can go through the question. It says that consider the following statements regarding the tropical cyclones. So the keyword is tropical cyclones. It is a simple physical geography question, and if you have the conceptual clarity, then you can easily answer the question. So go through the question and the statements first. Right, okay. So the statement says that continuous supply of moisture is required for sustaining the tropical cyclones. So it is a correct statement. Continuous moisture is required. Continuous supply of moisture ensures the addition of latent heat to the tropical cyclone, and it works as a fuel, as a heat engine, and because of that the energy is supplied to the tropical cyclone, which makes it to sustain. And thereafter the tropical cyclones have fronts. So it is a wrong statement because the fronts are found in the temperate cyclone, right, not in the tropical cyclones. Next is cumulonimbus clouds are associated with the tropical cyclones. So this statement is a correct statement. And next is the size of tropical cyclones is greater than temperate cyclones. So it is a wrong statement because the maximum size of the tropical cyclones can go up to 1500 kilometers only, maximum. And in most cases they can start from the range of 150 kilometers, while the temperate cyclones can have a maximum size of 3000 kilometers. So here again this statement is wrong. However, here you have to put some special attention because the statement says that which of the statements given above are not correct. Not correct. So not this word. Most of the students do what? They miss this word, that not correct, and because of this they commit the mistake. They go to mark the answer of those statements which are correct, while the question says that which of them are not correct. So here the correct answer will be 2 and 4, that is option A. Now come to the next question. So it is a simple factual question. Here it says that human development report is published by which organization, right? So simply, if you have read, you can easily answer it. United Nations Development Program, that is UNDP. It is one of the specialized organization of United Nations, right? Next, again, a factual question here. It is a match the following type of question. Here it says that consider the following pairs. First column is of Ramsar sites. So in India now, in total, there are 49 Ramsar sites. Gradually, this number has increased considerably. Earlier, it was very less than this, but time and again new sites are being added, and Ramsar sites are those wetland sites or shallow water sites which are of great biodiversity importance. So here the first one is Hokera wetlands, and the option says that Odisha, which is not correct. Next is Kanjili. So this is a correct match. Punjab. Kanjili is in Punjab. Thereafter, Deepor Bale. This is again in Assam. This is also a correct match. So the answer will be only 2 and 3 because the Hokera wetlands is in Jammu and Kashmir and not in Odisha. The next question is, which of the following are the characteristics of arid region? So what is arid region? Arid regions are those regions where there is scarcity of water, very less rainfall, and because of this what happens, there is lack of vegetation which leads to the aridity in that region. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे क्या है, फर्स्ट characteristics is xerophytic vegetation. Xerophytic vegetation is such type of vegetation where the bark or the skin of the plants is very waxy and thick, and rather than having leaves they have thorns, and to save water such kind of adaptation is there in the plants, and such type of plants is called as xerophytic plants or the xerophytic vegetation. So first one is the correct statement. Next is moving sand dunes of different types: barchans, transverse sand dunes, star sand dunes. All these type of dunes are found there, and they are moving with the help of fast blowing winds. Winds lead to the movement of sand in the arid region, and because of that there is displacement of the sand dunes. Sand dunes keep on moving. So again this is a correct statement. Next is high evapotranspiration losses. It is again a correct statement. There is less rainfall. However, due to very high temperature, the plants as well as the animals need more and more water and do more and more respiration to keep their body cool, and that is why there is very high evapotranspiration losses, that is evaporation of water from the plants and animals. Next is nocturnal species. Nocturnal species are those species which come out in the night time rather than coming out in the daytime. They are active during the night time. And why they are active during the night time? To keep them safe from the heat strokes. During the daytime there is very high temperature in the region, and because of that if they will come in the daytime outside their settlement or whatever you say, their हाउस जो भी बना रखा है सुरंग वगैरह उन लोगों ने, सो if they will come out of their abode during the daytime, then they will go through the heat stroke, they will have to suffer the heat stroke and they may die out. तो वो क्या होते हैं, जैसे हिंदी में कहते हैं निशाचर बन जाते हैं, राक्षसों की तरह रात में निकलेंगे. ठीक है, so that is the correct statement. So here select the correct answer using the codes given below. So the answer will be option D. Right, now come to the next question. Here the next question says that consider the following landforms. So again this is a question from physical geography and simple question from NCERT, and most of the students do what, they don't read the NCERTs. उनको लगता है कि NCERT क्या पढ़ना, इससे हाई लेवल का हमने बुक पढ़ लिया, सविंदर सिंह पढ़ लिया, but the basic foundation will come from the NCERT only. And if you will ignore the NCERT, then what will happen? Then later on you will find that many of the concepts are not clear to you. You are unable to understand the बेसिक क्रक्स ऑफ द कॉन्सेप्ट बिकॉज फाउंडेशन कमजोर है आपकी. समझे? तो ये चीजें हमेशा ध्यान में रखना है कि एनसीईआरटी सबसे पहले रिलीजियसली खत्म कर रहा है. सो द फर्स्ट लैंडफॉर्म इज कैल्डेरा, नेक्स्ट इज सील्स एंड नेक्स्ट इज सिंडर कोन. टिक मार्क कर दिया हूं, उसी में शायद आप लोगों को समझ में आ गया होगा कि आंसर क्या होगा. सो हियर it says that which of the landforms given above is or are extrusive landforms. So here let us understand what is extrusive landforms. So whenever, suppose this is the earth surface, if any kind of landform or rock type of solidification goes on under the surface of the earth, then it is called as intrusive landform. While during the volcanic eruption, whenever the volcanic lava comes out of the surface of the earth, and on the surface it is called as magma. No. On the surface it is called as lava, on inside the surface it is called as magma. And here, when it forms any kind of landform on the surface of the earth, then it is called as extrusive landform. So here silts are the intrusive landforms, while caldera and cinder cone are the extrusive landforms. So here the answer will be only 1 and 3. Now come to the next question. Which of the following conditions are necessary for the formation of buried plains? So buried channel. This type of channel, this is a question related to fluvial landforms, and this type of channel forms during the senile stage or old stage of reverse life cycle. And here it says that high sediment load. So there should be high sediment load. This is a correct statement for the formation of buried channels, because what happens in the buried channel, if this is a channel, then a small deposition of the sediments occur within the channel profile, and due to this what happens, small island type of features, landforms form in the channel, and this type of landform is called as buried channel, this type of channel flow. So if there will be no sediment, then what will be deposited? Nothing. And that is why there should be high sediment load to form the buried channel flow. Next is gentle gradient. If there will be steep gradient, then there will be very high speed of water flow. And what will happen then? There will be high kinetic energy in the river channel. So it will hinder the deposition of the sediments. So these depositions will not occur if there will be high gradient, because of high kinetic energy available in the water flow, which will be capable of taking away the sediment and eroding it. And that is why there should be gentle gradient. So this statement is again correct. Thereafter, wide channel profile. So wide channel profile is also needed to form such kind of landform on within the channel profile, because अगर जगह ही नहीं रहेगी तो डिपोजिशन कहाँ होगा? So again, wide channel profile is the prerequisite. So here it says that select the correct answer using the codes given below. So again, the answer will be option D, that is 1, 2, and 3 all, right? Next question is, which of the following factors make a species vulnerable to extinction? Time and again we see that in the IUCN list there are various species which are mentioned as endangered. Some of them are mentioned as threatened, some of them are mentioned as extinct. So here extinction means that the last known individual of that species is now dead or not available on the surface of the dead होगा तभी नहीं available होगा, ठीक है? So here the option says that endemism means that they are living, their habitat is only in selective regions. So this is a factor because of which they become vulnerable to extinction, because endemism is a problem that will lead to the extinction, because if there will be any kind of natural disaster like volcanic eruption, flood, whatever will be there, so the whole species will be wiped out, and that makes them vulnerable to extinction. Next is large body size. Rhinoceros, elephants, and various other animals, mammals, are nowadays vulnerable or threatened because of large body size, because it becomes very easy to hunt down the large size animals. और ह्यूमन बीइंग से ज्यादा खतरनाक तो कोई है ही नहीं जो एक्सटिंक्शन को बढ़ावा दे रहा हो, तो वो चीजें हो जाती हैं, राइट. सो हियर लार्ज बॉडी साइज अगेन make them vulnerable to extinction. And the third one is aggregation behavior. The animals go on to live in the herds, ग्रुप में रहते हैं, and that is why again they become vulnerable to extinction. सारे जानवर तो शेर हैं नहीं कि अकेले चलेंगे. That is why aggregation behavior will again make them vulnerable to extinction. So here it says that select the correct answer using the codes given below. So here the answer will be option A, that is 1, 2 and 3. Next question is, consider the following statements. Argumentative question again, and these type of questions make the students to commit the mistakes time and again, right? Some of the comments are coming, some of the students are saying to क्या बोल रहे हैं भाई, जरा देख लें. Right. So here consider the following statements. First statement is temperature decreases with increase in altitude in the stratosphere. So this is a wrong statement. Keep in mind that the temperature decreases with increase in altitude only in the troposphere and mesosphere. Right, and in the rest of the two atmospheric layers there is always increase in temperature rather than decrease in temperature. Next is, jet aircrafts fly below the tropopause to avoid the turbulence due to convection of air currents. So again this is a wrong statement, because here rather than below it should be above the tropopause, right? Because all the weather conditions are there within the troposphere, that is below the tropopause. That is why the jet aircraft fly above the tropopause to avoid any kind of weather condition and any turbulence, etc. Right. Next is, radio waves are transmitted from the earth, are reflected to back towards the earth by the ionosphere. This is a correct statement. In the thermosphere there is ionosphere, and in that also there are different layers, D layer, E layer, etc., and they reflect back different wavelength radio waves back to earth according to the different layers in the ionosphere. So here it says that which of the statements given above is or are not correct. Again, this is the Simple thing which makes the students to make great mistakes, right? So here the answer will be only, no, this is not 1 and 2 only, not correct. These two are not correct and the third one is correct. So here it will be 1 and 2 only, right? Now come to the next question. Which of the following is or are exogenetic processes? So the exogenetic processes are the processes which are forming the landforms, which are carving out the landforms with the help of ultimate energy that is coming from the sun, right? And that are emanating from outside the surface of the earth, not within the surface of the earth, not originating from the interior of the earth. So here it says that abrasion, it is a correct statement. Thereafter glacial erosion, again an exogenetic process. Diastrophism is the process, diastrophism is the energy or the land forming process, geomorphic process that is emanating from within the surface of the earth, and that is why it is not an exogenetic process but it is an endogenic process, right? And thereafter wave erosion, that is coastal erosion process, this is also again a exogenic process. And the periglacial process, periglacial erosional or land forming process, these are going on in the periglacial regions, that is just on the margin of the polar regions where there is seasonal freezing and thawing of the land surface. And again this is a exogenic process. So here the answer will be C, that is 1, 2 and 5, right? Now come to the next question, that is which of the following region there is anthracite coal found in India? This is a completely factual question, and those who have read the NCERT religiously, that is of Indian geography, India physical, NCERT, those students will be knowing the answer of this question. And this question is a factual question which answer is काला कोट. बहुत कम लोग जानते होंगे कि जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में भी कोयला मिलता है. कोयला क्या, इन जम्मू एंड कश्मीर देयर आर वेरियस अदर मिनरल रिसोर्सेज also available, right? And the anthracite coal, which is the best coal, right? This type of coal, this variety of coal is the best coal, which is having the maximum calorific value within it. When we burn it, maximum amount of energy can be generated, and this type of coal is found only in Kalakot in India, that is in Jammu and Kashmir. Next question is with reference to persistent organic pollutants, POPs, time and again it is in news because it has caused too much of biodiversity losses. It has caused various types of diseases to the humankind also, right? And the statement says that consider the following statements with respect to the persistent organic pollutants. So the persistent organic pollutants are of various types. Nowadays around 22 pollutants are there which have been already banned throughout the world, and many of them should be banned. So here it says that POPs are capable of biomagnification. So what does the biomagnification means? Biomagnification means that if there is a food chain, right? So here what happens, the higher order animal, thereafter below that there are some animals, and below that there are some animals. So if this animal or plant, that may be carnivorous food chain, that may be omnivorous food chain, so it doesn't matter. So if there is a POP that is ingested by this organism. Thereafter, this organism is ingested by this organism, and lastly, the highest order animal or the organism, the apex organism, eats these organisms below it. Then what happens? The biomagnification means that the POP, the pollutant, persistent organic pollutant, those has been ingested by this base organism, base of the food chain triangle organism, will ultimately end up reaching this apex organism's body, and this is called as biomagnification. And here what happens, the number of organism is maximum at the base, and only 10% of the energy is transferred to the higher order organism. And because of this, what happens, they are capable of consuming more and more animals. But what happens? This is not so that only 10% of the POPs will be transferred to that organism. But when they eat more number of lower order animals, so collectively all the POPs that were in their body will end up in the body of the higher order animal. And this leads to the magnification of the POPs. Those are there in the body of the apex level animal. And this statement is correct that the POPs are capable of biomagnification. That is, the amount of POPs that is available in the apex level organism's body will get multiplied. Next statement says that the POPs are soluble in fat. This is again a correct statement, because if it would have been the water soluble material, then what would have happened? These could have been filtered down and they would have came out of the body of the organisms or the animals with their excreta. But these POPs get dissolved, they are soluble in fat, and that is why they are capable of getting remaining back in the body of the organisms, and this makes it more dangerous. The POPs are more dangerous. This is the reason why they are more dangerous. So here it says that which of the statements given above is or are correct. So both 1 and 2, both the statements are correct, right? Now come to the next question and the last question, that is viviparity is the process of. So this is a question time and again asked in the environment and ecology section of the civil services exam, and this is a simple factual question, which is the process of reproduction in the mangroves. And mangroves are time and again in news because many of the mangrove patches are getting destroyed because of the encroachment, construction purpose, and various other things, right? And here what happens, viviparity is the process in which the seeds or the saplings of the new mangroves are germinated and made self-sufficient before coming down to the surface on the leaves itself, right? And thereafter when they get germinated, thereafter they fall down, and thereafter the new mangrove trees grow on the surface, but the saplings are there formed on the leaves itself, right? So here we finish off, and last but not the least, those students who are willing to study or prepare for the civil services 2023 exam, they can register in our courses. This is the GS pre-comes mains batch for UPSC civil services 2023. This is an offline batch which will be starting on 28th of March. And for more details, you can get in touch with us on these numbers. This is our mobile and WhatsApp number. This is our landline number. And you can also get in touch with the mails, and these are our social media handles. Follow us on us on the Facebook and the Instagram. This is our Telegram channel, and do visit our website for various courses, and do subscribe our channel and press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload new videos. Thank you very much and have a nice day.